So this is going to be a video of the disassembly of the Derya TM22 semi-automatic rifle, the all-metal version of the TM22 line. And the tools you need to do this is an M3 hex key for the metric M4 bolts that are in the gun, or a number 3 hex key, I should say. And since we're going to take the front barrel off and the rear buffer tube, the included castle nut wrench to do those jobs. Technically, you don't have to take the barrel or the buffer tube off to give the gun a decent clean in between usages, but we're going to go over those steps nonetheless. So the first step, of course, if there's a magazine in the gun, is to remove the magazine. Make sure that it was empty. And then you're going to want to clear the action to do two things. Make sure there's no round in the chamber, which there shouldn't be. And it also locks the hammer back, which is what we want. And then put the gun on safe. Confirm that it's on safe, just so that nothing goes flying around when you open up the gun if you inadvertently hit the trigger. So first steps are to take the handguard bolt out. Just unscrew that one. Take the handguard off and set it aside. We're not going to need it. Then take the forward upper receiver bolt out, or at least loosen it up. And then the rear bolt. So there's your upper receiver and the bolt inside. Take your charging handle off. And then just grasp the spring with your fingers. Push it forward a little bit just to release the tension and lift the whole bolt group out. That's pretty straightforward. And just a note about these bolts, the handguard bolt is that they're all the same, they're all M4 bolts, but all of different lengths. The handguard bolt is the shortest at 12 millimeters. Then the forward upper receiver bolt is 16 millimeters. The rear upper receiver bolt is 20 millimeters. And the charging handle is the longest one at 25 millimeters. And you can get replacement M4 screws just on Amazon. I got this whole kit. I don't need the number 8, but I've got 12, 16, 20, and 25. All I ever need for a dozen guns. So really handy to have some extra bolts just in case they're ever needed. Set those all aside. So when you're cleaning the gun then from this point, you would just, if that's all you were going to do, just clean the upper plate up a little bit. Clean the inside of the gun out really well. Give it a good clean all inside. Pay particular attention to the face of the barrel and the feed ramp down there. Get that all nice and clean. And then your bolt. Take the spring off. The guide rod. That little brass bushing. Clean those parts up really well. Clean the bolt up really well. I've done another video on taking the firing pin out and the extractors, but really if you clean the gun fairly regularly, give it all a good clean, it doesn't really get a chance to get too gunked up. This is really all you really need to do. Just take the bolt out, give it a good clean, and then you put it all back together. Give it a bit of an oil, and it's ready to put back in the gun. So we're going to take the barrel off next, and for that you need the little wrench, and you can see there's little index keys in the barrel, and you put the wrench just in there. It can be a bit fiddly sometimes to get it in like that, and then you just twist it off. Left is loose, right is tight. I've already done it, so that's not too bad. And then just twist it off. Set that aside. And the barrel should pull straight out. It's got an index key at the bottom that lines up with this slot here. So you don't want to twist the barrel like a screw to get it out. It just pulls straight out. And since it's so easy to take off, I do like to take it off when I'm cleaning it, just because you can really then get at that feed rant really well, give it a good clean, good polish. Not necessary, but it isn't hard to do, so when I'm cleaning the gun, I do tend to take that off. And to take the buffer tube off, again, pretty simple. Same idea. Use the castle nut tool. You don't touch this screw at the back. That's not needed. That has nothing to do with taking the stock off. Again, just put your wrench on the back, loosen off that nut, screw it out. Just lift this plate off, up and over that screw, and then you can undo the stock. And then you can take out all the goodies that you have in the back of the gun. So in this case, we've got the bolt stopper. That's the new bolt stopper, the white one. And then the rubber, and in my case, a washer. I've thrown away the rubber that came with the gun. I've got a good quality 1-inch plumbing washer, lasts forever. And technically you don't need a washer now because of the new bolt stopper is so big it can't work its way inside the bolt, inside the buffer tube anymore. But just in case, if it ever did kind of crack or break, I think it's not such a bad idea to have a good washer back there, just as an extra piece of security, just to stop that bolt stopper from moving anywhere. That's just what I think. So anyway, reassembling the gun is all just the exact reverse of what we did. So put the bolt stopper in, your whatever you're using as a piece of rubber, if you want to use that, and your washer. Take your buffer tube, get it started. Sometimes be fiddly to get it started. There we go. And screw it in until it's almost snug as you can get it. And then back it off until it lines up for that screw. And then lock down that castle nut. Give it a good twist with your wrench to snug it up a little bit. You don't have to go crazy snug, just a good amount of snugness. Then the barrel, line up the index key, snap it back into place, put your lock nut back on. Again, put your castle nut wrench on and give it a couple good snugs. It doesn't have to be crazy tight, because you do want to be taking this off from time to time. So you don't want to go crazy with the tightness. And then inside, put the bolt back in, and then depress the spring until there's some guide rod showing. Hang on there. There, just so that the guide rod's in the front channel here, and the back channel. And put your upper plate back on. Get all your screws back. The longest one's for the charging handle. I'm going to want the second longest one for the back. The middle one. Give them a bit of a tight. Not super snug just yet. And then put your forward handguard on. and then snug up those bolts pretty good. I don't use Loctite on these ones, of course, because I take them off all the time. And then your charge handle. Same thing. I'm not going to do it here, but I do tend to put a couple drops of blue Loctite on the charge handle, because that does get whacked around quite a bit. And that's the gun back together. I also do like to have some dummy rounds around, and after I take the gun apart and clean it, I like to work the action just to make sure, oops, just to make sure that it does work properly. Everything's back together properly. So that's it. That's how you take the gun apart, clean it, take the barrel off, take the buffer tube off, and put it all back together. Hopefully that was helpful, and if you have any comments or suggestions, just leave them here on my channel. Thanks a lot. Happy shooting.